Witcher 3 is not just the best RPG because of its story and gameplay. It also has deep roots in mythology, mostly Slavic, but also Germanic. Many monsters in the game are inspired by old legends from Central Europe. I grew up in Czech Republic next to Poland, where the game was made, and we share many of these myths. That's why I decided to make a series about Witcher monsters, where I explain where they come from and what inspired them, from the view of someone who grew up with these stories. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. In the first area of Witcher 3, the village of White Orchard, villagers talk about Haunted Well. Karel decided to visit the place and investigate. On the way there, I'd like to tell you something about the Polednice, a spirit with a strong and interesting origin in our Slavic mythology. The description of Polednice is very similar in both the Czech Republic and Poland. People believed she appeared at noon in the fields. She punished those who work during the hottest part of the day, especially women. She symbolized exhaustion, heat stroke and fear. She could make people faint, go mad, or even die if they disturbed the midday rest. Sometimes she was said to take children. In some places she was seen as the spirit of the deaf bridge or woman who died tragically. For better context, in the past people worked all day in the fields to survive. Midday rest wasn't luxury, it was necessary. Without it, people could collapse from the heat. That's why the Polednice was created, as a scary figure to force people, especially women and children, to rest. In times without medical care, exhaustion or heat stroke could be deadly, so this ghost acted as a kind of psychological protection. Another important thing to understand this myth better is that even though people work from morning to evening in the fields, they spend a lot of time together during that work. This created strong human connections, relationships, drama, infidelity, and sometimes even tragedy. Quick request: if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, do it now, you'll get more unique content. Thank you. In the Czech Republic we have a famous horror books of poems by Karel Jaromír Erben called Kytice. One of the most famous ballads is Polednice. The story is simple. A mother is at home with her son, who is being loud and naughty. In anger, she calls the Polednice to come take him. Polednice really appears, a silent figure in black veil. The mother, terrified, holds her child so tightly that she accidentally suffocates him. When the father comes home, the child is dead and the mother is in the shock. The ballad is a warning against quick anger and saying things you can't take back. Polednice is not main evil here. She is more like a reflection of guilt and fear. And that's what the whole concept of Polednice is about. A symbol of dark human relationships, inner shadows and psychological pressure. The Witcher captured this perfectly already in the first game. The village, the fields, the story, it feels like it was taken straight from Erben's ballad. For me, it's the best atmosphere in the whole game and the most interesting part. Geralt meets the ghost of a woman who was betrayed, murdered, or died tragically. She remains bound to the place where she suffered. You find out here unrest comes from unfinished fate, like betrayal, violence or murder. She can be cleansed, not always through combat, but with a ritual, memories or finding the truth. Back to Geralt in The Witcher 3. After arriving at the well, he investigates and fills the diary of Claire, a young woman forced into marriage. She died in pain of thirst, both inside the well, and become Noonwraith. Her spirit is tied to the place by her ring and remains of her body. Geralt performs a cleansing ritual. He burns the body and her belongings. Polednice appears one last time, leading to an intense and difficult fight. After defeat, the spirit finds peace and the villagers can return safely. Once again, we see a repeating theme, the story of a suffering innocent woman. Polednice is one of the most interesting beings, a physical form of the darkness events in human relationships. She reminds us how important rest is during work and how our action can affect others and ourselves. Turning these dark concepts into mythological beings had great power and meaning. People in the past understood this. They gave a shape to fear and pain to better understand them. That's something we almost lost in today's world. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to check out some others. I'd really appreciate a subscribe, like or comment where you can tell me what interests you or share something cool about the topics. Take care and see you next time.